Kimberly Rolfs is a New York-based writer and producer. Her first original web series, Life or Death Basically, which she created and wrote about her experiences dealing with borderline personality disorder, premiered in 2018 and was an official selection of the New Media Film Festival and an International Independent Film Award recipient. The pilot of her newest web series, Disavow, which she co-wrote and co-created with Alex Hughes, recently had its New York premiere as an official selection of the Big Apple Film Festival. Kimberly is a producer of the new queer comedy on web series, Sad Femme, and the creator and host of the mental health podcast, Where's My Mind? You can find her online at KimberlyRolfs.com or on Instagram at KimberlyRolfs. Welcome, Kimberly.
Hi everyone, I'm Kimberly Rolfs. I'm a writer and producer in New York City, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience writing about my BPD and creating work around it. So I was diagnosed when I was 19. I had a very tumultuous first year of college and kind of came out of that feeling like, there's something wrong with me. I feel like I can't control my behaviors. I don't understand why I'm feeling like this. I had some relationships and friendships that had been totally blown up by me not being able to adequately express how much I was dealing with. And so I was diagnosed with BPD that summer, and it came as a huge relief to me because I suddenly had a language surrounding what I was going through and knew that other people were dealing with it as well, and I wasn't alone, but I still didn't know how to bring that up to anyone. I didn't know how to talk about it. I didn't know that there was really a community out there, or that other people even would care what I had to say about the topic. And so flash forward to my last year of school, and I was in a class where we had to write the pilot episode of a web series, and I wrote about my experience with BPD in romantic relationships specifically, and at that time I was too scared to even share it in class. We all had to go around, and people were reading their projects, and people were expressing feedback to each other, and when they got to me, I just said, I'm not reading this. Like, I can't share this right now. It's too personal. I'm scared. So I didn't share it then, but a few months later, I went back to the series and I kept working on it, and I wrote an entire first season of episodes about a love story with BPD in the mix, and that series was called Life or Death Basically. It was produced and shot and directed and written by myself and my friends, and it actually completely changed my life sharing it. Putting it out into the world was sort of like me coming out with my BPD in a way, and made me realize that there are so many people out there that are just sort of longing for a space to talk about their mental illness, especially illnesses that are as stigmatized as BPD and ones that don't normally get the same sort of platform that depression and anxiety receive in popular culture. And when I went to film festivals with this project, and when I had screenings, and when I showed it to people and sent it to people, people would come up to me afterwards and tell me, like, I'm bipolar, or I have BPD, or my sister has BPD, or I've just never seen something as honest as this before about a topic that nobody talks about. And that's why this is so important, I think, because we need sort of the context of pop culture to examine our own experiences, and we need to be seeing media surrounding BPD. We need to be seeing media surrounding mental illnesses that don't normally get the same amount of attention, and that are normally sort of cast to the side as being too difficult to deal with and too difficult to talk about. And, you know, mental illnesses that are portrayed as villainous and evil and, you know, the center of horror movies. And what I wanted to do with Life or Death basically is take a story where mental illness was a huge part of it. It's not all light and happy. It's dark, it's scary, like life with BPD can be, but it's also beautiful and hopeful and really something that people can look at and say, oh, okay, maybe there is a light at the end of this tunnel. Maybe there is hope for me and for my experience and for my life outside of this. And so I just want to implore you all today, if you have something you want to talk about but you don't know how, if you have something you want to create but you don't know where to start, I would just encourage you to start putting some words down, you know, take up a pencil, take up, you know, some paint, start talking, start creating, start making things that are important to you and that tell your story, because that's the best way that we can sort of take this stigma and get rid of it, is by telling our own stories and by giving a voice to BPD and to people with BPD, by people that have dealt with it, whether directly or someone they know. And that is the most important thing, I think, in mental health awareness. That's what changes the culture, and that's what changes lives and everything. And it's important, and I just want to encourage you to share what's on your heart. Yeah, thank you.